Jim, get up there.
Oh, okay.
See, I'm good money without ever having to get in front of the camera.
Man of the hour. Hours. So,
isn't it pronounced whores?
Just so that you all know, in case you didn't pick up on the subtleties and the innuendo, I'm a long-haired, pot-smoking gay hippie. First of all, I want to thank all of you for coming here. Without you here, without all of your loving words and support, I'd probably forget why I was getting the fuck out of here. You are all bastards. Seriously, I hate all of you. I just came here for the free booze and the man candy. Speaking of man candy, Jill, how are you? Secondly, I'd like to thank Chris, our roast master, for sabotaging this event. Planning this wonderful event. As a roast master, Chris used his uncanny powers of thinning out crowds in his mere presence. Don't we all feel less stuffy now? Now it's only the people that are just thrilled to watch him get off to the sound of his own voice. 30 minutes straight. Chris.
Dude, this steakhouse is a shove people.
What a guy. I only use the word guy because I forgot how many T's were in the words disgruntled, self-infatuated attention whore. I mean, this man's got an ego on him. As a friend, you just have to accept the fact that you will never win. He's so obsessed with winning, I saw this asshole drop a nuke on a risk board. He's so perfect that he has marriage papers in the works so he can marry his own bedroom mirror. Oh. Seriously, Chris. There's one thing I really do like about you. I mean, you just want people to accept the fact that, you know, that you are who you are instead of them actually liking you. Some of you may have known that Chris and I went to Vegas, Las Vegas, November 3rd. Ooh, but many of you don't know that Chris and I got married over there.
What?
Yeah. When the preacher said, "Hey, you can't come in here, this is a private service," I knew it was forever. And when the poor widow started beating us with her purse, I knew it was fate. We got annulled 3 days later. Just kidding, Chris. I know I wouldn't fuck you, even with Honore's dick. Honore, Michael, Camden, you three have been so very close. You have been close to my heart. You guys have been my personal friends since I replaced the old ones with you. Damn. Shouldn't I have gotten some credit or something? At least some change? I mean, I went from coffee-drinking bohemian writers with intelligent, beautiful thoughts to people who, in their 20s, that watch Disney movies religiously. Mike, you walk the fine line of artist and fucking hack. Keep up the mediocre work. Camden, I know you act hardened and tough and down on the inside. I know that there's a small boy inside of you, scared, alone, and in need of love and nurturing and safety. Which is ironic because I think there's one chained up in your basement. Honore, I'm just glad that you didn't take the mic. We don't have a mic. Didn't take the podium and make my thank you speech for me. I love you. I love you all. You three are great people. Kept me in line, improved my self-image, and made me feel very loved. Fuck you all. Beth. I'm so glad you took the time out of your work schedule to see this. I mean, how on earth would the screaming at people from across the room Department of Brooks function without you?
Get to work, Jim.
How would the mind-numbing bitch
Stop eating.
Ariel
Get to work.
get along? Even after hours, you are 24/7 active.
Dedicated.
Yes. This woman loves Superman. And I think this might be because her fiance, you know, faster than a speeding bullet.
Fiance. Please. I'm an old married woman.
Ruth, you have quite a family on your hands.
Just get some poop, Jim.
You and Leslie and Mike together. Wow. I can't believe I'd met all the different personalities of me in such a short amount of time. A nagging health nut that denies being a hippie, an overly effeminate, closeted gay Southern man, and a constantly inebriated 20-something that won't surprise his family with their first appearance on the 10 o'clock news. Krista was supposed to be here, but unfortunately, she was probably mauled by a pit bull or a rabid Michelle. I can't tell which one.
Continue.
Jenna, with you and Sarah, I feel so proud because it was me that brought you two together. Oops. Well, no, that stinks out in the open. I get to claim it, and the funny thing is that this is my first attempt at being a matchmaker, and I was successful. Usually, I'm the whole wrecker. Sorry again, Honoré.
Oh. Were you sadistic or successful?
Jill. A lot of our friends didn't know that both of us had a thing or two a few years back. St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, God.
Remember that night, that kiss? It was glorious. Only your kiss could prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that I was as limp-wristed as... Hi, Mike!
I love you, Jim.
I had to mention because I didn't care enough. I want to give my sincerest thanks. Our roast is intended for love and remembrance. So I came out here remembering that life that I went through living here. When I came to this town, I was in very bad shape. I had a very poor self-image. I had posture problems. I had a negative attitude towards life, a medication that kept me zombified, and depression to boot. I met a lot of people down here, people who molded and shaped me, people who pulled me up and pushed me down. Ultimately, I grew up, and the fat little kid that I left behind in Indiana never came back to haunt me. Friends have become family to me, and I did what I could to create loving relationships between all of my family. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. Friends were made and friends have gone. It's just a part of life. Those who lasted, I applaud you. It's not hard to stay with an acquiescent, completely oblique, pot-smoking hippie that came from the hospitality edge of the Bible Belt.